Good evening, everybody. My name is Brad Miller, and I have the pleasure of being the host or one of the hosts for our Monday Health Huddle. If you're new, we want to welcome you. If you're a seasoned veteran, we want to say great job staying at it. That's what it's really all about. Each Monday, we connect, basically kick off the week, staying focused, discovering a new area of health that we may not have been thinking about, and just continuing to learn and move forward because health is like the laundry. It's never done. And kicking off the week right together is one of the most healthy things that we can do, and it's basically setting yourself up for success. So we are in the middle of a online meltdown challenge, a 6-week challenge, and a 6-week series on here. So if you're brand new, the information is still going to be good, and we want to say welcome. If you guys have been focusing on goals like Kim shared last week, I'm sure she probably already knocked out her goal like that she was talking about. We have one last week here that we're focusing on, and this is our last topic in a whole series that we were doing on just how to focus on health in all different levels, more than just what we eat and trying to lose weight, but how we cycle. So I'll go over all of them here in a second, but just want to say wherever you're at, however you got here today, welcome. And before we kick off, if anyone wanted to unmute themselves and share some victories from this last week, we'd love to hear them. Non-scale, scale, anything that's important to you or that was exciting here. Who wants to share first tonight? I know sometimes we have like people needing to figure out the unmute button. Who wants to share first tonight? Oh my gosh, this is the first time like we've had a delay. Usually people are like tripping over themselves.
Brad, I'll share. Hey.
Go for it.
How are you?
Good, go for it.
Good. Welcome, everybody. Monday night. I have to say, first of all, this is a not miss for me. And even as a coach, after 4 years of finding my healthy weight goal, this is something that inspires me for my week. And so my non-scale victory has been that I have actually really locked into a rhythm, both in my physical activity and my sleep. I've been getting to bed on time. I've been shutting down and working towards that healthy mind so that I wake up refreshed, because I know the nutrition helps and I know that my motion helps it every day, but getting to bed and shutting down on the electronics and things early. So that's been a good victory for me lately.
That's huge. I noticed that your workout routine's been good. I did not know you were nailing the healthy sleep. How well does it feel those are just some small things and it sounds like you're doing really well over these last few weeks. How much has it kind of played a role? Like how excited have you been to work on those things?
It's so interesting because, and I'm a coach, so I share this with other people, and I realized that I was a little off in this. So it's been such a great thing for me to lock back in, because when I get to bed earlier, and a little earlier than some nights early, but I've settled in, then I wake up so much better and ready for the day. I'm waking up before the alarm. I would like a cup of coffee, but it's not necessary. And it's really making the rest of my day just rock, because then you get started in such a great groove that you're not chasing the whole day. You're not chasing either your nutrition or trying to get going or trying to chase what you should have done an hour ago. So it's been great.
I love it. What great example. And thank you for sharing, Kelly. All right. I'll see if anyone else wants to open up. If not, I actually want to share something. So let me see real quick. Does anyone else want to share something on this week? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Hi. Well, I'm new. I just started about 10, 11 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And I'm feeling great. I'm really excited to be here, actually. It's my first health huddle, I think you guys call it. So,
yeah, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Very helpful.
Awesome. So you just got started. How many days did you say you were in?
11 days ago. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, all right. So you're into the routine. You're past your first week. What's been the best thing after this first week?
Well, I definitely feel more awake, relying less on caffeine, feeling lighter. It's been challenging, but I see the benefits right away.
Awesome. Well,
really good.
I'm glad you jumped in here. Actually, real quick, who's your health coach?
Felipe?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's a great example. So you have him and Alejandra. So great
Yeah.
job. And so if there's anything, stay connected. And one thing that we'll be talking about as we go through here today is it's just working forward one day at a time. So stay with it. And the only person you have to be better than, or the only thing you have to improve on, is the person you were yesterday. So it's just about getting better every single day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad. I love it when new people jump in. I'll keep mine short. Mine literally mirror Kelly's. 7 years into my health journey, it's continued to move forward, but it takes effort. And all the time, you'll always notice that you'll kind of maybe fall back, or life throws you, life never stays the same. So just remembering to come back to the basics has been really invigorating for me. My workout's on point. My eating's pretty much never really had a problem, since this program has helped me with it. But just focusing on the sleep and just being more mindful, and a few extra ideas of purpose, and remembering my faith, and just a reminder to go back to all the basics have been really great for me these last few weeks, which we're going to cover here because we went over how to set goals and how goals are so important to our health, and how we move them forward all the time, not just trying to lose some weight. How healthy fueling, how it kind of works in our body. So we went over that in week 2. We went over healthy motion, how it can be really anything, and how it affects our body, and how our body builds off of fuel to do that, and how really it's not trying to outrun the fork, but more trying to fuel correctly and adding healthy motion on top of it. Healthy community, which we're all a part of tonight. Healthy sleep and rest. That's what Kelly just talked about. I know I've been getting my healthy sleep and rest. Well, maybe not this last weekend, but the other weeks have been great previous to that. And then tonight what we're going to go over is healthy mind, where a lot of people, and actually the people that are going to be sharing tonight, are kind of like, wow, that's like everything. And how does that even have to do with anything that I'm doing with my meal plans and losing weight and all these things? Well, it has to do with everything. Just like sleep is the glue that holds together a healthy routine, healthy mind is really the ultimate goal of what happens when you're living your health out at every moment. So we're going to take some time to talk about that tonight, and how when you're just focused on healthy mind, all the other areas fall into place. A lot like our program. Like when you're focused on doing our program right, you don't have to worry about trying to work out right or trying to eat right, because everything just falls into place beautifully when you're just focused on moving your health forward. So this week we're talking about that, and we're really also focusing on all these topics so we can start to make a shift. Just like Kelly was talking about, and just like many of you guys might be noticing here, is wow, I'm really starting to make a shift in my routine. I can really do this. And if you just focus on getting better one day at a time, anything is possible, because we don't want to go back to what we were doing before. And I know it's, we talked about this in goal set. It's not good to focus on what we don't want, but going back to where we were before, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So we're focused on shifting and moving forward constantly. And the other thing I really like about this is Dr. Ray quote on the left, is that you set yourself up for success. Anything is possible. And on the opposite of that, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. So that's why we want to talk about healthy mind tonight. And as we move forward to the next goal, because healthy mind involves everything, confidence in yourself, happiness, and moving your health forward and being where you desire to be and being content on how far you've come, but also desiring to keep moving forward. To let the chatter of what things that, the external pressures in our life, being mindful and incorporating every aspect into our life that we desire, downtime, family time, being more focused on relationships, the feeling of a healthy mind when we're treating it right. Like, we didn't go into the details, but Kelly, like when you're sleeping properly, did you know all the recuperation that happens in your mind and your body that lend itself to a healthier mind? It's really everything. So, this is all about continuing to move health. And this is, forward. And this is kind of a slide that we showed here at the very beginning. People think that it's just, that you just get to a goal and then it's great and you're happy for life. And if you're there, and I think it was Carolina who shared, I'm sorry, health is something you work on every single day. So it's not just like a one time you get there. And I'm sorry to pick on you. You just said you were brand new, like a few people are here on the line. But I remember that was a rude awakening to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not just going to lose my weight. And then I started figuring out all these other things were a part of it. Health actually looks like just moving forward a little bit each day and celebrating how far you've come and being very hungry, not for food, but for personal development, for growth, to keep moving forward each day, day in and day out. So I actually was going to I'm going to go over a few different tips that you can do and some things to be mindful of, maybe just to kind of get the motor going in this area. But I was actually going to bring on one of my really great friends who is really good in this area to kind of talk about this kind of at, kind of where we're all at if you're in that weight loss phase or you're still working on your goal. Really just anyone, because I think anyone can really resonate with this. So I was actually going to bring on Bobby Scott, who's going to talk a little bit about, letting the healthy mind, focus on catching that up to the healthy body that we're creating. So Bobby, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yep, go for it.
Great. Thank you so much for asking me to speak on this call. It's really one of the true treasures of this program that I found. It was a little bit of a surprise. I knew that the program had a great healthy eating part of it, but what I was pleasantly surprised is how my mind soon followed my transformation of my health. During my 45-pound weight loss with Take Shape for Life, I began to understand that my mind had to catch up with my body. And I didn't quite understand that until I started getting myself healthier, and I found a little bit more meaning to my life, and I had to really stop beating myself up. And I'm hoping this resonates with some of you, because to me, I was so hard on myself when I was unhealthy, and I had a lot of negative noise in my head. And I actually heard in one of the Zoom calls, and somebody actually said something to me that just made so much sense. And they said that if I said out loud to you what I was thinking in my head about myself, it literally would be borderline verbal abuse. And that just, if you think about that, think of all the things that you say to yourself and what I would say to myself, that's just not very nice. So the mind transformation for me was to be able to say, I like myself, I like where I'm going, I feel really good, and it just made so much sense. Now everybody's pace is a little bit different, and sometimes the mind takes a little bit longer to catch up with our healthy bodies. And I just found myself living out loud more and more, feeling better, being more positive, and wanting to keep those positive thoughts in my head. So as you keep on your path for health, I would just encourage you to realize that your mind is just as important, to stop that negative noise, to enjoy your journey, enjoy what you're doing for yourself, and just be just like I said, kind of live your life out loud in a very positive, happy way, because you deserve it.
I had to mute myself. Bobby, I love that, because I think that was something that I was surprised that came along with my journey too, was realizing, wow, I needed to, I really wanted to, I needed my healthy mind, or my mind, to catch up with my healthy body. Like realizing that, one, I was a healthy person, and then following that through to the next step where, wow, what does it look like to be more happy, or to say more positive things, to step into that? And it's just funny how it just naturally follows that progression, and then you can follow that momentum, and it actually leads to a bunch of other places. So I'm sure that actually spoke to a few people tonight. So thank you for sharing that. I love that reminder of just focusing on our mind and catching up to what our body is, because they are parallel and they match each other. Thanks, Bobby. Let me share my PowerPoint one more time here. So, and I love that reminder here. So as you guys are focused on goals, and I'm sure you guys do, I know every single one of you guys probably have that next goal, like physical, that you're working on, or that healthy habit you're working on. Healthy mind is something that goes along with this. So I want to give some tips and just some ideas to kind of get this goal, or get this aspect of health going for you. And a reminder that just healthy mind, and just like health itself, is really just being crystal clear on every avenue that really matters in your life, in your healthy life here. So, it's more than just what you think about with your healthy mind. Just a few things, they did a survey of over 50 centurions, and those are people that have lived through over 100 years of age. And they constantly attributed their longevity and health to their purpose and meaningful relationships. So there's an area that you can kind of expand on. Are you, delving in meaningful relationships? And do you have purpose in your life? It could be anything, whatever gets you excited. This is one of my favorite quotes. Show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. There's a saying that you are like the 5 people you surround yourself with most. And that is so true. So like, are you being on purpose to surround yourself with positive people that lift you up and that want you to be your best and don't drag you down? Because this all feeds into your healthy mind. They're either filling up your cup or they're draining your cup. You know, those friends are around you. Are you seeking meaningful relationships? Not saying you have to get rid of all your friends, but this is just a good reminder. Do you engage in meaningful things that give you purpose in life? Are you involved at your church? Bobby's a great example. She's in part of many nonprofit organizations. Or do you just know what's important to your life and do you spend more time doing that? Here's one of my favorite ones, and it was not my favorite in the beginning, but now I've learned to actually love it. Do you expand outside your comfort zone or seek education on different levels? Like, do you do things that make you feel uncomfortable? Because getting outside your comfort zone is probably one of the most greatest things you can do for your health. Like many of you guys got started on this plan. It was a little outside your comfort zone and you realize you started to like it. Well, what's next in the healthy mind? Like, is there something you want to learn to do? Or is there something that you're scared to do? Like speaking in front of people like I am now. This used to terrify me, but now I like it. And it helps give me purpose in my life. 50% of Americans don't read a book after high school. And that's crazy. I hate reading, but I love to expand my mind. Have you guys maybe put a wayside on the way, or have you put on the wayside reading books and diving into that? These are just different things that you can do to fill your mind and expand on. And if you don't have one right now, I can recommend one that's pretty darn good. This book right here. And they also talk about healthy mind in this book. Just additional things like, what happens when you accomplish things? I think it was Denise who talked 2 weeks ago about the chemicals that our body produces. So when we are accomplishing things and when we're seeking out new highs, our body produces dopamine, and it's a great feeling. It's a high that we get. And as well as just exercise alone goes into feeding the healthy mind. Like, we know it feeds the healthy body, but did you know that the endorphins that are released when you exercise make you feel good and feed your healthy mind as well? So these are just some things to just be thinking about. Are you mindful of these things? And as you really break it down, are you spending more time during your day doing more of the things that you desire to do? That's really what it comes down to. Are you happy with the things that you're doing, and are you making effort to make sure that that's increasing in your life? So just some random tips here before I turn it over to just one more person that has some great tips on this as we wrap up this call is, read and listen to books, exercise, get out, try new things to stretch your activity levels. Kelly was talking about how she's been really stepping up her activity level and working on her sleep. These are all great things that you can do to expand your mind. Set goals for what you want to accomplish. And if you're not used to setting those, set them for every aspect of your life. Your personal relationship, your job, your relationship with God. It could be whatever it is that you want. Just, set goals that you can expand on, because it feels good when we move forward. It feeds our healthy mind. Surround yourself with positive people that lift you up. If you were to go to your friends and just ask for support, think about the ones that are going to lift you up and encourage you to be your best. That really feeds your healthy mind. Discover things that make you happy and then plan them into your schedule. Do you enjoy walks? Do you enjoy pottery? Do you enjoy, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Spend more time doing those things that you like doing. And if you don't know what they are, man, we better help you figure out some things you like doing so you can spend more time doing them. These are just things that follow along with our plan. So when you have a meal every single day, start thinking about, this is a good reminder. I'm enjoying my bar, my meal, or my lean and green, or drinking my water. What am I doing today that I want to do more of? What makes me happy? And spend more time doing that. Basically the last one here is get outside of your comfort zone. That's where the best things in life happen. So really, that's just some tips tonight. And if this is new for you, hopefully it's kind of got your head spinning a little bit, because that's how you get a healthy mind, as you start thinking about these things and move it forward. So basically, in short, figure out what makes you happy in your life and do more of those things. Stretch yourself, push yourself, and just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. So with that being said, I was going to turn it over to one last person that I've just totally admired her journey of her development of her healthy mind and how she helps people with it. So Lori, as we wrap up here today, would you give some thoughts on this as to, what has worked for you, what you've developed, and just some tips you would pass on to anyone here tonight?
Yeah, thank you so much, Brad. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So this topic I'm very passionate about, that's for sure. I've definitely done a lot of work in personal growth over the past probably 12 years of my life. But what I've gained from Take Shape for Life is taken everything and like just multiplied it. And it's really because of this community and the support. And Brad, you've been a huge part of that for me too. But I just encourage all of you guys today to just really think about this journey being different from anything else that you've done in the past. So don't let your past experiences determine what your future is going to be. Let this be a brand new beginning. And don't compare it to anything else you've done in the past, because a lot of the times there was failure in the past, maybe with losing weight or taking on a healthier lifestyle. And that's how it was for me. But I really had to realize that if I wanted this time to be different, I'm the one that had to make it different. So you've got more support than you could ever imagine with this community. Stay connected. One of the things that Brad has really helped with me personally is getting clarity on what I want. And every time I kind of got stuck and I didn't know where I was headed and I didn't know where I was going, he'd always ask me that question, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? He just would keep asking me that question. And I was about ready to just like strangle him if I could over Zoom because I just wanted the answers. Just tell me what I need to do. But really nobody can tell you what you need to do. You're the one that has to organically come up with that on your own. But when you feel like you're getting stuck and you're feeling like you're getting frustrated or you're feeling like you're not moving forward, just ask yourself, what do I want? And really put some clarity into that. And one thing I started doing, again, thank you, Brad, but I start getting up about 10, 15 minutes earlier every morning just to get that clarity. I want to lay the foundation of the way I want the rest of my day to go. And it gets me grounded, it gets me centered, it helps me to focus on what I want my day to look like. That has been a huge game changer for me. And just realize, through the day, if you're feeling like you're struggling or you're feeling like you want to go turn to food, ask yourself, am I being food focused right now or am I being me focused? Are you being you focused? Focus on you. Get clarity about what you're wanting to create in your life and stay connected with your health coach because we want this for you guys probably even more than you want it for yourself sometimes. And it's just pour into yourself, you guys. There's so many things that you can do every day to just stay connected with your goals and getting clarity on what you want because you absolutely do deserve it. Thanks for letting me share, Brad.
I love it. And thank you for not strangling me through Zoom. You said something there that really wraps us back around because many of us are focused on our meal routine. Many of us are even like newer on here and focusing on this. What's great about this is not only will this remind you to take steps forward in your healthy mind and revolve your life around doing more of the things that you desire, which create a healthier mind, but when you're focused on creating purpose in your life, you notice that you don't have to really worry about, food options because it just becomes easier when you're focused on, living your life on purpose and creating a healthy mind. So that would be my question for you guys all this week. And to kind of ask yourself, what this week do you want to do to focus on creating more of a healthy mind? Just be mindful as you go through this week. So Lori, great tips. And one last tip that I was going to leave in here was someone, Becca shared this on our call was it like 6 weeks ago, just basically did a whole health huddle on personal growth. And she basically just challenged everyone to ask, are we exploring those new heights in our lives, in our health journey, in every level? And basically, have we ever caught ourselves saying, oh, that's not for me, or oh, I can't do that, or just kind of getting into that, what we call in our household, that poopy attitude. And that would just be one more thing this week to kind of cap this off is ask this week to kind of get into a how can I attitude. What's next? I can't accomplish anything. And just so back to the main question this week is what do you want to take steps in this week? And just now that they're all thrown out there on the table, and Bobby and Lori gave us some great ideas tonight, what are you going to move forward in your health as you're moving your physical health forward? So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for the great tips, for the stories, and just for kicking off the week right. I know I'm excited and motivated. Let's go take on the week, and let's go make it an incredible week. Talk to you guys later.